National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) is a mandatory national service scheme for all Nigerians who graduated from universities, polytechnics and monotechnics before they are 30 years of age. The scheme was established in May 1973 by the then military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, in a bid to reconstruct, reconcile, and rebuild the country after the Nigerian Civil War.
Generally accepted that if Nigeria is to make rapid progress on all fronts internally, and if she is to make her mark on the continent of Africa, and indeed in the Committee of Nations, then her youth must be fully mobilized and be prepared to offer willingly and without asking for rewards in return, their best in the service of their nation at all times. The establishment of the National Youth Service Corps is the first step towards the realization of this lofty goal. In conclusion, I wish to assure you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the Directorate of the National Youth Service Corps, of the full support and cooperation of all the governments in the Federation in your undertakings. Yours is not an easy assignment, and the whole world will watch to see what you make of this bold and challenging venture. God willing, you will not fail.
NYSC was also established with a view for proper encouragement and development of common ties among the youths of Nigeria and for the promotion of national unity. Graduates within the age range that falls under the scheme are usually posted to state other than their state of origin for the mandatory one-year service. After their postings, they then proceed to their various states of postings for registration and 3 weeks orientation camp exercise. At the orientation camp, they are usually engaged in a number of activities such as drills, lectures, and parades, among others. One of the popular features of the NYSC orientation camp is the camp market, popularly known as Mami Market. Following the completion of the orientation camps, the participants who are referred to as corps members will thus be posted to their various places of primary assignment (PPA), where they are expected to work on a full-time basis, with the exception of one working day devoted to the execution of a community development service, popularly called CDS. These they will do for 11 months, after which they will pass out of the scheme and be issued a certificate. After almost 52 years of the NYSC scheme, some believe that it has outlived its purpose, while others argue that it has not. As a stakeholder in the scheme, this is what the Ogun State Coordinator of the NYSC, Mrs. Olayinka Diana Nasamo, has to say about this belief.
NYSC has not outlived its purpose. In fact, it's even waxing stronger in the sense that it was to promote unity amongst our youth for integration and unity in our diversity. Corps members are posted to states other than their states of origin. Because even though we sometimes do concessional postings in the area of maybe health or maybe marital grounds and all that, as long as it is your state of origin, we don't post Corps members to their states of origin by default.
Mrs. Nasamu speaks further on how Corps members have helped in building different communities they find themselves.
In the area of development, there was a school that were being done under the tree. A Corps member, sourced for funds and built 3 rooms for them. In fact, that one was just a recent one here I think in Odeda.
She also speaks on the fear of many as regards the safety and security of the Corps members.
The most important thing to NYSC is security. And we can't do it alone, even though our Director General is a Brigadier General in the army. We collaborated with every other security agencies and we brought them on board. And before the orientation, we do jingles telling the Corps members they should never travel at night, they should board vehicles from designated car parks. And after the orientation camp, we tell them, no night journeys. Any journey that will meet you beyond 6 p.m., please look for a police station or a barracks to go and reside, or any NYSC camp.
Nation building and national unity are 2 things that can never be overemphasized in the life of any nation. How well has NYSC played a role in nation building and national unity? To answer this question, this is what the state coordinator has to say.
It's a very vital and important role. They can gain employment anywhere. It doesn't matter as long as you have what it takes. And in doing that, majority of them, they don't even go back. They stay put and they get married in where they are posted to. They get married there. They start their businesses and they are thriving. Like I'm one of the people that I went to serve in those states. And I met my husband there. We got married and we have our children. So they are building the nation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are Igbo or Hausa, or we see ourselves as individuals. We get married, we have children, and the nation keeps on getting, built up.
Some of the Corps members currently serving in Ogun State, the Gateway State, also shared their views on the role of NYSC in nation building.
It gave me an opportunity to meet with other ethnic groups, for instance, the Muslim community. I came from a Christian community, but here I come to see that the Muslim community are also very loving people. They are not Boko Haram as they say, and they are very caring. I have most friends that are Muslims, and also I was encouraged to be able to carry out my personal project, like organizing a coding class, free coding class for young people, empowering them in media, which is my area of specialization. I'm a graduate of computer science.
The role of NYSC's nation building is actually, they are achieving the purpose, because since I got to Abeokuta, I schooled in Ibadan. I lived in Ibadan all my life. So this is the first big move for me. NYSC is basically pushing me to do things I wouldn't do on a normal day, with the change, making me to want to improve myself, making me to join positions and go for posts that I normally wouldn't have opportunities to go for.
Meanwhile, some of those that have passed through the NYSC scheme in the past share their experiences after the scheme.
To me, as a person, I truly went to Kaduna. I served in the Kudan local government. So I saw firsthand the true meaning of NYSC. That is what we call co-living, what I could call co-living, in the sense that as a Yoruba guy going to an Hausa land, living there, learning their language, their culture, learning so many things. NYSC really prepared me for the world out there, because when I came back from NYSC, I was able to go into business, like doing publications for people, change of name, advert. So I was able to know that, not that I would just get the white collar job and at my beg and call. So to me, NYSC has really achieved, but I just felt that the area of the skill acquisition need to be broad, given a broad, as in a large scope.
The first thing was that a majority of us were teachers. So coming back is to display that teaching prowess that you've learned. Why? That's not the fact that you weren't trained as BEd student, you were trained as BSc or BA, but you want to impart knowledge because what you have done during your NYSC day prompted and prepared you, and that was the reason I was a teacher immediately after that. So of course, and I'm still a teacher today, so I gain a lot from it. We have a lot of good news from the service. Of course, we've seen people that actually got married. We've seen people that even done intertribal marriage. Somebody who is from Imo will marry somebody from Lagos State, or who's from Ogun State will marry somebody from Kano State. We can still record that, and of course, people are still doing it. Of course, we have a lot of programs that we do at the level of CDS that we do that are developmental programs in communities where we serve, in towns, in cities. They are still doing that, but the sense of patriotism is missing among us. And of course, we need to tell ourselves, not even the government this time around, that youth, they say we are the leader of tomorrow. We must show it by our deed. We must show it by our action. We must show it by being patriotic and being our brother's keeper.
From all of this and other available facts, it is safe to say that the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) is a veritable tool for nation building.